whiter. Welcome. You have to be kin to her somehow or another. That's your mother? What? A good friend. Well, you're welcome. We have other guests in the service this morning. We welcome each and every one of you. Good morning, Danny. Shipped in behind me there. Good to see you back. Well, I'm glad to be back. Last Sunday, I was just about ready to walk out the door. Couldn't make it. Thank God for the change in temperature. Well, I tell you, I hate to see the dreary day, cold day. When it's cold and dreary, it's like, be like a bear. You're tired of it, you know. Open your Bible this morning with me to the book of Mark, chapter 5. I appreciate Brother Robert being able to fill in when I'm not here and lead the music and just doing what you do, Brother Robert. I appreciate you very much. Mark chapter 5. The message this morning is entitled, The Resentful Interruption. The Resentful Interruption. Beginning in Mark chapter 5. There are 3 stories here in chapter 5. The first one is about the maniac of Gadara. Now, when Jesus crossed the Sea of Galilee, he encountered a wild man. No man could tame, what the Bible says. But when he met Jesus, Jesus tamed him. But then in the next account, he crossed over the Sea of Galilee again. And when he arrived there, there was a multitude of people on the seashore ready to greet him. It was a very popular time in his ministry. But I want to begin reading this morning with verse 21. And when Jesus was passed over again by ship unto the other side, much people gathered unto him, and he was nigh unto the sea. Behold, there cometh one of the rulers of the synagogue, Jairus by name. And when he saw him, he fell at his feet and besought him greatly, saying, My little daughter lieth at the point of death. I pray thee, come and lay thy hands on her, that she may be healed, as she shall live. And Jesus went with him, and much people followed him and thronged him. A certain woman which had an issue of blood 12 years, and had suffered many things of many physicians, and had spent all that she had, and was nothing better, but rather grew worse. When she had heard of Jesus, came and pressed behind and touched his garment. For she said, if I may touch his clothes, but she said, if I may touch but his clothes, I shall be whole. straightway the fountain of her blood was dried up, and she felt in her body that she was healed of the plague. And Jesus, immediately knowing in himself that virtue had gone out of him, turned him about in the press and said, "Who touched my clothes?" And his disciples said unto him, "Thou seest the multitude thronging them, and sayest thou, Who touched me?" And he looked around about to see her that had done this thing. But the woman, fearing and trembling, knowing what was done in her, came and fell down before him and told him all the truth. And he said unto her, "Daughter, thy faith hath made thee whole. Go in peace, and be whole of thy plague." While he yet spake, there came from the ruler of the synagogue's house certain which said, "Thy daughter is dead. Why troublest thou the master any further?" And as soon as Jesus heard the word that was spoken, he said unto the ruler of the synagogue, "Be not afraid, only believe." And he suffered no man to follow him, save Peter and James and John, the brother of James. And he cometh to the house of the ruler of the synagogue, and seeth the tumult, them that wept wailed greatly. And when he was come in, he said unto them, "Why make ye this ado, and weep? The damsel is not dead, but sleepeth." And left him to scorn. But when he had put them all out, he taketh the father and the mother of the damsel, and them that were with him, and entered in where the damsel was lying. And he took the damsel by the hand and said unto her, "Talitha cumi," which is being interpreted, "Damsel, I say unto thee, arise." And straightway the damsel arose and walked, for she was of the age of 12 years. They were astonished with a great astonishment. And he charged them straitly that no man should know it, and commanded that something should be given her to eat. A resentful interruption. Here is Jairus, a ruler of the synagogue. I think it was in Capernaum. The ruler of the synagogue was a very, very respected person. He was in charge of the services and very respected by the people. But notice how he respected Jesus. Notice there in verse 22. "Behold, there cometh one of the rulers of the synagogue, Jairus by name. And when he saw him, he fell at his feet." He had a urgent need. He had a very deep concern because his little girl, about 12 years old, was about to die. What does it mean at the point of death? How would you say that? At the point of death. I would say it like this. She could die at any moment. She could have died at any moment. And here he was at the feet of Jesus, asking Jesus to come to his house that his daughter might be healed. And Jesus, as always, never turned anyone away. So the Bible says he arose and went with Jairus. But while he was on his way, he was interrupted by a woman. had a disease for 12 years. We don't know how old this woman was, but she had tried every cure that the doctors had told her of. She went to doctor after doctor after doctor until she didn't have any more money. Nothing left. But she had heard about Jesus. Now, how she had heard, I do not know. But she said, if I may but touch his clothes, I shall be made well. What faith this woman had. And so she pressed through the crowd to get to Jesus, because Jesus knew that healing power had gone out of him, and he wanted to know what had happened. He knew. Don't you think he already knew? He knew. But he wanted this woman to give her testimony. But what about Jairus? What about Jairus? Jesus was on his way to Jairus' house. Jairus' daughter was at the point of death, could die at any time. Jesus was on his way to his house to heal that little girl. And he was interrupted by this woman. Now you are Jairus. What would you think if you were Jairus? Oh, woman, get out of the way. My daughter's almost dead. Jesus is going to my house. Get out of the way. You're keeping him back. She may be dead. Resentment. I think he was resentful for just a while. Why are you stopping us? This is very important, what we're doing. Why are you stopping us? But Jesus knew what would happen. And this woman has shown great faith. And she reached out through that crowd, reached as far as she could reach, and touched his garments. And just like that, she was made well. Who touched me? Who touched my clothes? And his disciples say, man, everybody's touching you. Everybody's crowding against you and touched on every side. But Jesus wanted this woman to give her testimony. I want to encourage you. Whenever we have a testimony service, give your testimony. And I know, you're like me. I don't like to be in front of people. I don't know why in the world God called me to be a preacher, because I don't like being in front. I like to be over in the corner somewhere listening. But he wanted this woman to give her testimony. What about this woman? What about her? Her condition, passing blood for 12 years. And according to the law, anyone who touched a bloody person or blood, they were defiled. They were cast out of worship. But I want you to see what she said. His disciples said to him, Thou seest a multitude thronging thee, and sayest thou, Who touched me? And he looked around about to see her that had done this thing. He looked around to see her. Don't you know he knew who it was and could look right at her? But can you see this woman knowing what she had done? How many people she had defiled by pressing in the crowd to see Jesus? And I can see her trying to hide behind other people. Verse 33. But the woman, fearing and trembling, knowing what was done in her, came and fell down before him and told him all the truth. She gave her testimony before that great crowd. Everybody heard what she had been and what she was, what she had become. Clean, because she touched the clothes of the Master. And what did Jesus tell her? He said unto her, Daughter, thy faith hath made thee whole. Go in peace, and be whole of thy plague. Her issue of blood was dried up instantly. She was made completely well. And did Jesus fuss at her for what she had done, going through that crowd, defiling all those people? Did he condemn her for that? No. He said, Daughter, thy faith hath made thee well. Verse 35. While he yet spake, there came from the ruler of the synagogue's house certain which said, Thy daughter is dead. Why troublest the master any further? If you hadn't turned and touched the master's clothes, my little daughter could be made well now. If you hadn't come along and stopped that. But look what Jesus told him. As soon as Jesus heard the word that was spoken, he said unto the ruler of the synagogue, Be not afraid. Only believe. Only believe. The words of the Master. Be not afraid. Only believe. And so he went on toward Jairus' house. He suffered no man to follow him, save Peter, James, and John, the brother of James. And he came to the house of the ruler of the synagogue and saw the tumult and them that wept and wailed greatly. Great crowd of people gathered at his house, at Jairus' house, weeping and wailing because of the death of the little girl. Don't you know, ladies, can you put your place in the place of that mother? Your little daughter is dead, weeping, crying. All your friends and neighbors with you, they're crying, heartbroken because of that little girl laying dead on that bed. Verse 39, and when he was come in, he said unto them, why make you this to do? Why do you make this a do and weep? The damsel is not dead, but sleepeth. Now you're a part of that crowd. You've been weeping and wailing. And you hear Jesus come in and say, why are y'all weeping? Why are y'all crying? This little girl is not dead, but just is asleep. Don't you think the doctor had been there attending to that little girl? The doctor pronounced her dead. And her heart was torn into pieces. But then, and they left him to scorn. Who do you think you are? You're not a doctor. Where's your degree? Where did you graduate from? Doctor there said, she's dead. He said, no, she's not. She's just asleep. They left him to scorn. And when he had put them all out, he took the father and the mother of the damsel and them that were with him and entered in where the damsel was lying. And he took the damsel by the hand and said to her, Talitha Kumi, which is interpreted as, damsel, I say unto thee, arise. And straightway, what does that mean, straightway? What's another word you could use? Straightway. Immediately, she opened her eyes. Straightway the damsel arose and walked. For she was the age of 12 years. They were astonished with a great astonishment. And he charged them straitly that no man should know it, and commanded that something should be given her to eat. A resentful interruption. Jairus said something that was needed immediately. I meant right now. He wanted Jesus to come to his house. And when he didn't, don't you see the resentment built up in Jairus? What happened when the little girl was healed? Do you think Jairus knew anything about it? I meant to say, do you think the centurion, the ruler of the synagogue, knew anything about it? Do you think he knew the healing of the little girl? I think news spread all over town. Even though Jesus said, don't go and tell. Don't tell anyone. Now, here's the question. Why did Jesus call out the woman? Why did Jesus want her to tell everybody what she had been and what she became? Then why did Jesus tell those who were in the house with him, don't go and tell? Tell no one. Go and tell. Go and tell. And the first part of this chapter is about a demonic being cast out, devils being cast out of a demonic person. Many demons cast out. An amazing story. But at the end of that, when Jesus was ready to go back across the sea, the demonic asked Jesus if he could go with him. And Jesus said, no. And when Jesus was come to the ship, I'm reading verse 18. When Jesus was coming to the ship, he that had been possessed with the devil prayed him, asked him, that he might be with him, that he might go with Jesus. Howbeit Jesus suffered him not, but said to him, go home to thy friends, and tell them how great things the Lord hath done for thee, and hath had compassion on thee. Go and tell. Has Jesus done something for you? Go and tell. Don't be ashamed to get up before others and say, Jesus has saved my soul. Jesus has made me clean. Jesus has straightened up my speech. Go and tell. How do you think Jesus feels when you have an opportunity to tell what he has done for you? How do you think he feels when you won't get up in front of people and say what he has done for you? How long has it been since you've heard old testimony service? Are we ashamed of Jesus? Are we ashamed? God help us to when we have the opportunity to tell what Jesus has done for us. Tell what he's done for you. I know some people don't like to get up in front of others, and I know how that feels. Teacher would be in school, and the teacher would ask a question in class, and I knew the answer. I mean, I knew the answer. But did I answer? No. I was afraid. Listen, your friends, you have nothing to be afraid of when you speak up for Jesus. Speak up. I was amazed the other day when we had the testimony service not long ago. I want y'all to know Jesus can change you. My brother, if y'all knew Phil the way I know Phil, Phil don't like to go out and eat in a restaurant. Just don't like to go out and eat. Phil is really shy. You wouldn't know it now, would you? But he was. But God has made a change in Phil. Still don't like to go out and eat in a restaurant. But used to, do you think my brother would get up in front of people and share his testimony? Boy, that was out of character for him to do what he did, to get up and share what Jesus had done for him. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. Don't be embarrassed. Has God done something for you? Who can say no? Can anybody here say no? You ain't done anything for me. He gives you breath. Keeps that heart beating. He sent Jesus to die for you. That's the greatest thing he's done for me. I've got a wonderful family. God has blessed me so much. Since October 17th, my mind has been in a fog. One thing after the other, seems like. Mind's been in a fog. Pray for me. I know what God has done for others. Pray for me. I like that song. What he's done for others, he can do for you. with arms wide open, He'll pardon you. It is no secret what God can do. If you need something this morning in your life, you have a problem, a burden that you're carrying, give it to Jesus. He can heal. Don't know if He will or not, but He can. We just have to lean upon Him. Day by day, minute by minute, second by second. Lean on Him. How many of you believe in the power of prayer? Pray. Pray for me. I hate sitting in this chair. It's all I could do this morning to get up out of bed. To roll over. Felt like bone was rubbing on bone. It's no fun. I'm ready to get up and run again. And I believe I will. Maybe not very far, but I'll run. Keep praying. Keep praying. I want to get behind that pulpit. Beth. Pray that one day soon I won't have to use this chair no more. It could happen. I believe it could happen tomorrow. Matter of fact, I believe I could get up out of this chair right now and go up there. But I'm not going to try to. Because I know I'd fall over on my face. But pray for me. Pray for my faith. Pray that God would strengthen me. See, I'm just a man. Just a man. No spiritual giant, nothing like that. Just a man. But I believe God. I love you. Love you. Appreciate you so much. Don't get mad if I step on your toes sometime. Remember, to tell people what Jesus has done for you. Okay? Brother Robert, would you come prepare an invitation? Lord, say, brother.
Would you stand with us, please? Page 319, number 319 in the yellow book, in the gold book. 319.